Hola, mi gente. This is your girl, Evie. Welcome, welcome. I am so excited today. I don't know. It's a dream come true. I have, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm blessed. And I'm able to chat with the amazing woman, singer, performer, entertainer, um, the incomparable recording artist, Naisha in the house.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you so much for
No,
giving me
thank
the
you for
time
the
to sit down
opportunity.
and chat. Thank you so much, for the opportunity, But for taking the time because girl, you've been busy lately. I've noticed.
Yes,
I've noticed and I'm if I may say, I'm so glad. I am so happy that there's things going on. The ball is rolling, that there's
Mhm.
projects and things happening, because in the freestyle world sometimes there's like a standstill after a minute. But I'm
Mhm.
so happy and proud of you that you've been doing your thing.
Thank you. I've actually, my husband pointed it out to me the other day because I don't sit and think about how much I've been working. I just get up and do it, right? So he
Mm.
goes, somebody had posted something. I can't remember what it was, and he said, you've been nonstop since you first came out. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't go away for a number of years and then come back. I've been constantly recording since 1991. Um,
Mm. That's
so
amazing. That's like,
the past, yeah,
woof,
it's long.
it's long.
It's long because I have two albums. I have a couple of singles in between, a few singles in between those, and
Hmm.
and after the second album, and working on the third album. And it's a lot of stuff, and like you said, I've been very busy lately, and I'm, like you said, completely blessed by this,
I
because
know.
this has
It's a
been
blessing.
one of the, if not the most busiest year, and we're only into May. We just started May.
Um,
um so there's a lot of shows coming up, and a couple more songs that people haven't heard that I'm still waiting on final mixes to bring out. So
oh my
it's
God,
still a
so
lot of stuff
excited.
happening. Yeah, me too. Stepping into places I've never been to before. I'm, going to Colombia
Wow.
this year, Puerto Rico, going back to Brazil in November. So,
Brazil is very hot right now with freestyle. It is hot over there.
well, Brazil
They
has always
love
been,
freestyle.
they have always been big with freestyle. When I went
Wow.
there the first time was in 1991,
Hmm.
and they were huge with freestyle. Um, and then, I guess there's like a little time in between where, there's traveling over there wasn't going to be profitable for either side, and then Stevie B took me back out in 2018, and it was as if I was there for the first time in 91, because the reaction
Wow.
was just the same, if not even bigger. And
Hmm.
then we went back in 2023, and again, the reaction was even bigger. And then we went back in January of 2024, and they just blew it out the park in Brasilia. So now we're returning in November.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
The
Because
original Baile dos Sonhos, Baile dos Sonhos, that's the one that Stevie B is doing. So that's coming
wow.
in November.
That is so exciting. That is so exciting. Because I've heard about Brazil. I mean, I've seen videos online.
Hmm.
It's really it is over. It's I'm excited because there's people out there that they like it too, and it's freestyle has been underrated.
Yeah,
Not to get into that whole mess, but it's just it's been underrated, and
yeah,
just knowing that they love it so much, and it's just like a big thing down there.
it is. We were. I was blessed when I went in 91, and I have to say that the Brazilian fans, they have this piece of my heart because they welcomed me with open arms. They didn't care where I come from, what my background was, who I knew, who I didn't know, who produced me, who didn't produce me.
Wow.
They were just like, it's Niasia, and she sings now and forever, and that's all we want, you know. And it was when I first stepped over there, I felt like I knew what the Beatles felt like when they first came to America.
Oh my goodness.
And that's the closest reaction I can honestly give to people when they ask me, how does it feel, you know, when you go to Brazil, like when I went there for the first time. And it was that I can imagine what the Beatles felt when they came off the airplane in the airport in the United States, and they were overwhelmed by the fandom.
By the fans. Oh my goodness. It is crazy, but I'm happy that, you know, you got to go. I hope that the more freestyle artists get to go down there and experience that as well. Because
I know some Stevie B's bringing different people up there. You know, you have to do your research, because a lot of the songs that we love out here in the United States, it's not the type of songs that they listen to over there, or that that has made a big impact, you know. So he has to like really be careful of the people he brings, make sure that it's going to be beneficial for everybody, and that the fans really want to see this person. You know, you got to be smart about when you're promoting shows and things like that. So, you know, he has a good head on his shoulders. He's a great businessman. He's a great friend. He's a phenomenal performer. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna follow anyone who's bringing you to Brazil, it's got to be this guy. You know?
I'm so glad that he was the vessel to bring you down there, because it's true. Sometimes, you know, you have to do your research and do everything, you know, accordingly, you know, because this is a different country, it's a different audience. People are different, you know.
If you're a freestyle artist, you're not gonna go perform in an R&B club. It makes no sense.
I know, right? Imagine that. Did you ever thought? Imagine. Oh my goodness. Girl.
Oh, I did that. That happened to me once.
For real? Oh my God.
Yeah, someone booked me for a show in West Palm Beach, and you know, they advertised it as, you know, freestyle artist Niasia. So I guess the crowd must have thought it was a rapping freestyle.
Oh my God.
A freestyle rapper. So the crowd was all hip hop and whatever, and they're just standing in front of the crowd with the arms crossed around their chest, thinking,
like, what
the hell is this chick singing up there? Yeah. One person came up to me at the end. He was like, "You did your thing, Ma. You did your thing." I was like, "Thank you. Thank you for that."
One person liked it. That's good.
Yeah. At least, you know, he came up to me. He kind of like knew, you know, this isn't what the freestyle, you know, thing I was waiting for. But, you know, you held your ground. You stood up there. You didn't flinch. You didn't back off or get off the stage. You did your thing. You did your show, and you got off. I said, listen, I've done shows where there's outdoor shows where there are 10,000, 17,000. Then I've done outdoor shows. There's only like maybe 20.
Wow.
And I will perform for either show the same way. Because if those 20 people came to see me, then I'm going to give them the show that they came to see.
Oh my God. That is amazing. And as a fan, you know, and audience, we appreciate that so much. And I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards you. They have this love for you because you give it all. You give it all. And it doesn't matter, like you mentioned, doesn't matter the size of the crowd, you give it all. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate that. You know?
Well, thank you. Because I appreciate the fact that people come out of their home. Some of them leave their kids at home or with a babysitter because it's the only time they can go out. I get that. You know, I was a single mom for 10 years, 20 years. I was a single mom. And I know how hard it is when you want to go out because you need a break. And you have to get a babysitter. And you feel guilty because you're leaving your kids with a babysitter, but you also need a break. So, exactly. You know, I appreciate that when people come to the shows, because you don't always know everyone's story, why they're there. So you have to give them a good show for them to remember, you know, to have a good memory about it.
Exactly. And it makes us feel so good, as a mom. Listen, we need a break. We need that girl time, that friendship time. It's just,
Yes.
it elevates you. You do
Yep.
need, moms need, and even dads, because there's a lot of single dads. I'm giving
There's
them
a lot
some
of
love
single
too.
dads. Big
They
ups to the
need
single
that
dads
break.
out
They
there
need
doing their
that thing.
thing.
Yes. So I have to give them a shout out. And we do need that time.
Mhm.
Do you ever in your wildest dream ever thought that you were gonna find yourself at this moment in your life, still singing, still performing, still connecting with the fans?
Not at all. Not at
Wow.
all. I always play it day by day, year by year, I guess. When I got into it, or when the opportunity came to me, this was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a
Mhm.
police officer. I wanted to join the army.
Wow.
I grew up a tomboy, so that to me was
Mhm.
the way I was going to go. But it didn't work out that way. I had my son early. I was 20 years old when I gave birth to my first son. So at that point, I was like, I can't think about what I want for me.
Mhm.
Going to the army, being a police officer, those are dangerous things. I have a child
Mhm.
now. So when the
Wow.
opportunity, dropped in my lap, and I was like, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, you gotta
But
do what you gotta do.
you got to do what you got to do, and you can't
Yeah,
fight what destiny has in store for you, whether it's good
exactly.
or bad. You just got to follow the road until until it ends. So to me, I never figured that it would go past the 5 years that I was signed on with Micmac.
Right.
After that, I signed up with another label in Miami that didn't work out. And then after that, I signed up with Tasmania Records, and we did the second album. And I was like, really, I'm still going to record? Really? Do I still want to do that? And I was like, well,
Mhm.
if the fans are still coming to the shows, I might as well continue to record.
It's the
And
role
here
of
I
music
am.
that plays in people's life, and I'm so glad and happy that you still can connect. And I
Hmm.
think that I always said it. There's a lot of recording artists that they have this thing that they just connect with the audience, and they
Yeah.
just things
I just
life happens.
I see the audience. I I feel I am the audience. I don't know if that makes sense. I've never saw
Exactly.
myself, or didn't consider or don't consider myself an artist, as opposed to, like, let's say, Madonna, Whitney Houston, all these these are people that to me are like, ugh, amazing. Um, I don't see
Ah,
myself
yes.
as that,
Hmm.
but I do see that other people, and my husband again is the one that tells me, you may not see yourself that way, but when we were on the cruise, two people came up to me. One was another artist, and another one was a fan. And she says, you got me through a lot of things when I was
Oh,
15 and 16 with that song. And that's not the first time I hear it. So
wow.
to me, I'm just like, when they're telling me this, like, I say thank you, but inside of me, I'm like, what did I do for you? What could I have possibly done for you? Because to me, after I get off the stage, I am the wife, I am the mother, I am the daughter. I come back to me and my
Right.
family. So I guess, I don't know. It's just still strange, even after 30 something years, um, to still
That
have
is
that reaction
amazing
from
that you
from people.
still, you know, uh, after 30 something, like you mentioned, but it's just, I think that there's something about you that is very welcoming. And because that's
Mhm.
how I feel. Like,
Right.
you're very a person that communicates well. You're very laid back, and I
Hmm.
think that's what gravitates towards us, the fans. And when we
Uh-huh.
see that, oh, forget it. Forget it. We're like, oh my God, we go crazy. But it's something that I think that plays a lot for a recording, for an entertainer, a singer, just to have that connection, and that's something that not a lot of people have that that can connect with the
Hmm.
audience. you know. And
Yeah.
I you have it because I've seen you perform, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel it. I feel the energy. I feel it doesn't matter how big the club was or the venue, the lounge, it doesn't matter. But you give it
Yeah.
all. You give it all.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
do. I think they deserve it. And I deserve it. You know, what are you wasting 30 something years?
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And if you have your expectation, and I say this to all the the that I've been blessed to interview, uh, you should have your expectations high because you
hmm
work hard for it. Why
right.
not? Why not?
hmm
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
work hard,
agree.
so you have to have your expectations. You like as like you mentioned, you see yourself as a fan, so you're gonna expect and you're gonna do better because that's just the
Right.
way you are.
hmm
And if people don't have that, then that connection is gone. It's lost.
Yes,
You know.
I agree.
I know, my goodness, but who inspired you to begin this crazy world of music? Like, was it just one out of the blue that you like? Oh, I'm just gonna sing. Was it just
Mm,
something that it just
mm,
happened?
it literally just happened. I started out as a dancer for Willie Valentine and Michael Berto, and because they needed a dancer, and I was like, oh, okay. And the funny thing is that I met them at a club. I used to go to Spanish clubs when I was younger because
Right.
my family and friends used to sneak us in. But I was
Right. That's how
never,
it was back in the days. Oh my
yeah,
God. Yeah,
Casa
me too.
Quiqueya, Broadway 96, all those places out there. So my first time at an English club, I was 21. I was
Wow.
21, and I
Oh,
was like, oh. So a friend of mine says, oh, let's go see, Stevie B is playing at 4Ds. I was like, okay, I don't know who Stevie B is, but all right, let's go. So we go, and I was like, oh, I like this music. This is good. I like this music. And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm dancing. And then I see the guys over there on the side, and we're like, hey, hi. They were talking and dancing, whatever. And they're like, oh, we need, a dancer. I see that you're dancing, whatever. I was like,
wow.
sure. Okay, I'll try it. So I think I danced with them for about 6 months or so. I'm a little vague
Wow.
on that. Um, when we did this big show at the Jacob Javits, and someone came up to them or came up to us after the show, and they were like, "Oh, do you sing?" I was like, "In church and in the shower,
And
but
then
that's
that.
it. That was it." And then they were like, long story short, they were like, "Oh, can you get a song done for us?" And then Michael Berto was like, "Yeah, we'll get it done. We'll get it done." And they did the
Oh my
song like that. And Now and Forever
Wow.
was created, and it just took off from there.
Oh my goodness. Do you have a best or worst performance? I always ask this question because, you know, uh, back in they had so many clubs that you go and perform, and you will go and do, trying to promote.
hmm
You do your little
Yeah,
hustling on did you ever had a like a little worst or best performance or
I have.
any funny stories?
Oh, I have a lot of those. Um,
Listen, because
that,
I remember, I
that
will
your show
witness
would
a
go
lot
into
of things
two
and be like,
hours. It's well, first of all, my the most memorable show to me was when I first went to Brazil
yeah.
because of the magnitude of that tour. We were there for 10 days. We were there for 2 weeks. We did 10 shows. And that to me was the most memorable. When someone asks me that question, that's the first thing that pops into my head.
Right. Yeah.
In between those times, of course, my first show ever was in Patterson, New Jersey, at a bingo hall. It was
You
called Father English,
that's right.
and it was myself, um, Willie Valentine, and Michael Berto, and Tony Moran.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
And my family went, and I was just so nervous when I first got on the microphone, and I was just like, how am I going to get through this? I'm going to throw up. I feel like my stomach is in turmoil. What am I going to do? But I got through the show, and it was like when you get your first tattoo and you're like, oh my God, I can't do that again. And then you're like, wait a minute, I can go again, and I can go again, and I can go again. So at this moment, I have 11 tattoos because
Oh my goodness.
it's addicting.
It is.
After your first show, it's addicting.
Yes, it is.
But as far as bad shows, I won't say I've had a bad show. I would say I have experiences that I haven't had before, like performing at that club that they thought was going to be a freestyle rapper. And, you're looking around, you're singing, and I'm like, baby, now forever. And everybody's just standing there like this with their arms crossed on their chest.
All right. So when Slim Rick is going to come out, like what's going on?
Are we going to have the remix I'm singing the song. The words are coming out of my mouth, but in my head, I'm like, okay, this is the last line for the chorus. Okay. And then it's the end. That's it. Then I get off the stage. But I've had a lot of shows where fights have broken out.
Yes.
And you just keep singing.
I
Unless
remember.
your life is in peril, you continue to sing, or you stop for the moment. And you're like, okay, everybody clear the floor, take whoever's injured out. Let's get back to the show.
Yes.
But
oh my goodness.
That's even when I did the outside performance that I said, I got booked for a show, and I didn't ask questions. I signed the contract, got the deposit. They flew me down. It was to perform here in Florida in a park in Orlando. So we get there, and I'm like, I was the only one performing.
Oh my goodness.
I believe it was me and Fascination, I think. And I get up on stage, I see these banners on the side of the stage, and I'm like, oh, what is this? I see there's like 20 people, they're, dressed in garb, and I'm like, what are we doing? Where are we? So apparently it was a show. I don't know if I'm saying it correct, but it was an appreciation to a god.
Oh boy. Oh wow.
It was a religious thing. And
okay, all right.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? You paid for me. I'm gonna give you your show. Even though I think this is weird, I am gonna give you your show. I did the show. Then I got out of there.
Goodness.
But there was another time where I did another club, and I had my mother and my sister go, and they thought my mother and my sister were a couple.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's scandalous.
Yeah. And then I had an older woman at that same show while I'm performing. Quite older woman. I was maybe in my 30s at the time. The woman was clearly in her 60s. She just grabbed my chest. She just grabbed my boobs.
Oh my goodness, she did?
Yep. She was like, eh.
Listen.
Like, oh, okay. Oh, we're doing that. Okay. So I'm singing at the back of the stage like this. I was like, you do you, mama, but you don't do that to me.
Oh my God. But these are stories that you remember, and then you would just like sit down and just, because it's I can't believe that lady did that. I can't.
I was more laughing at the fact that they thought my mom and my sister were a couple.
Oh my God. So they came out with numbers and everything. They were just like,
my mother never went to another show like that again.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing.
I don't blame her.
That is crazy. That is so crazy. Because when I sat down with the Nasty Boys, and they were telling me about, they very into like dancing and doing all these things that they do.
I love them.
And they will always have like, oh my God, this time we missed. He went off the stage and this, and then it was a crazy club. And it's just those little stories. They just, it makes what we are today,
Yep.
Like we could just sit down.
A lot of the fans don't know the friendships that some of the artists have.
Yeah.
Behind the scene. So Jaquan, when him and Smurf used to come over to my apartment, because we all lived in Florida, in Miami, they used to come over. They were our gym instructors. So me and my best friend, we were roommates, and they used to come over. They were, you don't eat this, Naija. Don't eat that. Don't eat. They were like Nazis. And they had us doing crunches and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, you need to get out of my house. But I love them to death. Love them to death.
And those are the stories that, like I said, that's my dog. That's my dog talking. She got excited. She liked the nasty boys. That's right.
Figures.
But these are the stories that bond, artists. And I mean, through the years, you know each other for like, going through all this funny performances, things that we live. And it's just amazing. It's what makes us what we are today. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I always ask that question because it's funny to hear the stories and stuff like that, but oh my goodness, because it's just, I witness a lot of things and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Everything good, But it's funny. It's funny. These are the things that
I've ran into over the years. I think I have met maybe by now at least 12 to 15 different girls that were named Naija.
No way. No way. And how did if I may, how did the name came about? Like, was it just a mix of two names? You know how Hispanics do? We always mix two names. I don't know.
I know, right? Some of the time it doesn't make any sense. No, actually, Johnny's brother, Willie, he had a friend. I think he had a best friend or something who died of leukemia. Oh. And I believe her name was Naisha. And he changed it. He varied it around a little bit and gave it to me as my dancer name.
Right.
And then when I went off on my own, he just told me to keep the name because he had it as his corporation, as a tribute to his friend.
Right.
He was like, just keep the name. Everyone knows you as that. So lo and behold, 30 something years later.
And look at that.
Even my family called me, Naya.
Look at that. That is amazing. That's an amazing story. And I think it goes which suits you for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, like
sometimes I don't even respond to my government name.
Oh, look. Me neither, because Evie is just a nickname that everybody calls me. Evie Love. Hey, Evie Love from up above. It's always like a little nick, and we answer. My friends always call me Evie Love from up above, and it became like what people knew. Like, hey, that's Evie. This is Evie Love over here. And we just, I don't even, when they call me, which my original name is Evangeline. No, when they call Evangeline, I'm like, who's that? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's me. But that's just the way we grow up. And, we grew
even
up
my father, when he was alive, because he named me after his sister, who also, rest in peace, passed away. Yeah. So sometimes he would call me and he would say Blanca, or he would say Iris. And I was like, what? Naya. I was like, yes, Dad.
Yes. Can I help you? Yes.
He was like, why don't you like your regular names? I said, I didn't pick those.
Oh my goodness.
You guys picked that.
My God.
So yeah, but unless the only people who don't call me that are my kids.
Hey, that's right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I always like, nope.
That's a no.
Who am I? True. Who am I? No way. Exactly. No way. But this shows like how life is. Like has it has evolved. Life has evolved, and the way the world has changed, the way we're living now. Especially music. Music has completely changed. It's just it means something, and then it means something else. It has a great beat, great sound, and hey, party and whatever. But it has changed so much. You
Right.
know, do you feel the pressure of keeping up with the change, or do you prefer more to stay at your, your comfort zone?
Um, that's a great question. Um, go Evie. That was a really good
Yeah,
question.
I'm learning, guys. I'm learning.
Um, do I feel the pressure of going with the times, or do I rather stay in my comfort zone? I
Mm-hmm.
like going out of my comfort zone a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Um, I like going into like the stuff that the songs that I'm doing that I'm still waiting to come out. It was with Sapphire and her husband Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Diaz, and for Londinium Records, Londinium the label. When I went in to do the second song, he goes, "You know what, Naya? Why don't you sing it like this and put this
Mm-hmm.
tone to it, and maybe accentuate this word and that?" And I was like, "Okay." So I tried it. I
That's
liked it. I
awesome,
can't wait
though.
for the song to come out. Um, a lot of people have asked me if I intend to do Spanish music.
Oh, that's
Um,
a good. Yes.
that far out of my zone, I'm not too sure. Not
Mm-hmm.
because I speak fluent Spanish. I write it, I read it, I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I speak Spanish. I just there's not a lot of Spanish music that I listen to. Like I
Right.
like a little bit of salsa. I
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit of reggaeton. I like a
Yeah.
little bit of baladas. I like a little bit of this and that and that and this. I'm not a big fan of any one of those separate genres on their own. I like I like Faruco. I like the old Daddy Yankee.
Yes,
I
I
like
love
Nico
him
C
too.
from the old days.
Yeah.
Um, and then I
Do you
like
feel like you
Frankie
have to,
Negron.
like, you ever thought of doing a little reggaeton mix, maybe something like that?
Well,
You ever
on my second
want
album, I forgot the name of my song. On my second album, there's a reggaeton mix to one of the songs.
Right.
Oh, how do you? What is the name of that song? Oh my God! I was just listening to it on the way here because I want to take 5 seconds to say rest in peace to our dear friend Tony Garcia from New Image, who
Oh,
passed away last night.
yes.
Um, he wrote a song for me on that album. It's called "Please Don't Wake Me." He wrote it
Oh my
for
goodness.
myself and my husband,
Mm-hmm.
and he did backgrounds on another song for me on that album.
Oh,
So rest in peace, Tony. You're gonna be missed, dude. He was a great person, a great chef, a
rest in
phenomenal
peace.
vocalist. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna miss him. So on that album, there's a reggaeton mix to one of the songs that I did with the group Pure Pleasure.
Oh, all right. Yes.
Yes,
Oh
How Do
my
You Mend a
goodness.
Broken
Yes.
Heart? I believe is a thing, and he did a
Wow.
reggaeton mix to it. So it's
Oh
pretty
my
good.
God.
Um,
Would you consider doing another one, or maybe, started like a
Probably
freestyle sound and then change a little,
if I had a good uh vocal arranger who would show me how to, delve into that type of
Right.
music vocally,
Mhm.
because you have to have the sound for it. Not
You do.
everyone can go and sing salsa because
It's
many have
true.
tried
I agree. Yep.
and it has not
Oh
been
yeah.
successful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to have the vocals to do that, isn't it? And it's not just, I don't mean have like Aretha Franklin vocals. I don't mean, you have to sing like Whitney Houston. No, there's a style to these genres that you had.
Mm-hmm.
There's a some type of um, recipe
It's
to
true.
these genres that you have to know. You can't just
Mm-hmm.
go, I want to sing a salsa. I want to sing this song.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm
when you
gonna get
listen
up
to it,
today. I'm just gonna sing it, and this is how it's gonna do, and it's
yeah, it
gonna be
doesn't work that
no.
way. Like,
Yep.
you can't just get up and go and do
I
R&B
agree.
if you've never done it,
It's true. I
you
agree.
know?
I
So,
agree.
I would love to. Like, I love rock music.
Mm-hmm.
That is like my top.
That
So
would
that I
be
would love to
that
do.
would be something cute from you.
That
Because
we tried to do that last year, I believe it was. It didn't. We didn't have. We had a good recorder, a good engineer to record music.
right.
Like the equipment, we had a phenomenal guitarist,
Hmm.
phenomenal guitarist. Um, but we didn't have a good vocal engineer to do it.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was like, oh, let's put a hold on that for now.
Hmm.
But other than
Because
that,
when
yeah,
you came
there's
out with Time,
uh-huh.
that first, because I did a TikTok video with that song, and it was just a totally different sound the first time you came out with,
Right.
with no remixing. And I was like, so like, oh man, because you sounded so good. So now that you mentioned the rock, it clicks. It would have
Yeah.
been nice. It
The
would have been
time
really, really nice.
time was time was not expected. That wasn't something that was planned. I was in Jenny Renee's house,
Hmm.
another great artist that you should have on the show.
Hmm.
She is phenomenal. We were hanging out her house, and Jay Allen was there, and he does a lot of George Anthony's music. I think he did
Right.
an album for him. And Manny, Jenny's husband, he was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, Jay
I
Allen's
love
is here. You guys
Jenny.
should go, huh?"
I
Manny
love
Man.
Jenny. I mean, I never met her, but just I'm a fan of her too. She's such a
Oh yeah,
sweetheart too.
she's a
Really, really.
phenomenal
Because you
person.
could see it.
Oh, definitely. You feel, and when you're in her presence, you feel it.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, Jay Allen is here. Why don't you, go do a song?" I was like, "Boy, we have not sat to write down a song, whatever." By the time I went upstairs, Jay Allen's had the music all done,
Hmm.
and me, Jay, Jenny Renee, and Manny, we just started writing. Everyone just
Wow.
added here and there and here, and we wrote, recorded, and finished the song that one day.
Wow.
And
That
then it
is.
came out, and it was a great song. It's a very heartfelt
I
song.
loved it. I loved it when it came out. I was like, what? Because it was just something a little different. Sometimes you need that little, that shush, that you
Yeah.
need a little different thing. And I
Yep.
loved it.
Hmm.
I really did.
That's why I like working with different producers, because they always bring something different to the table. Like
Yeah.
when I did Physical Attraction with Carlos Berrios, I never thought I would be working with Carlos Berrios, because to me,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yes.
And when I did the song with him on his album After Dark, I just saw him on the cruise, and he said he wanted me to work with him again for the second one. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, when and
Hello.
where, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
He's
money
a
makes no
genius.
fool here.
That's right. That's right. He's so good. I mean,
Yes.
just
Very
like
humble.
I said, just everything that he's worked, I really loved it.
Definitely.
Yes. But it's just so even though that, will you consider maybe working another track, maybe like rock,
Yeah, I definitely
maybe in
will.
the future?
I said I was gonna stop recording this year, because I just have to focus with, and I don't want to sound morbid, but with the way our mortality has been shortened after COVID,
Yes.
you sit down and you start to think, have I done what I wanted to do for me?
Hmm.
Have I done what I wanted to do as a mother with my children, as a wife with my
Wow.
husband? So I've done a lot as far as for the fans. I've given 32 plus years.
That's true.
And I won't stop giving to the fans, but now at this point in time, I have to say, okay, when are you going to pull away a little bit and take some time for yourself?
Right.
So, and I think that's what's coming up, but I'm not, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't try something different if someone would to come up with, because Jaquan and Twilight, we were going to do something And then a lot of children got in the way. So maybe I'll hit them back
Yeah.
on and be like, hey, what happened to that reggaeton song we were supposed to
Yeah,
do?
let's sit down maybe in a couple of months or something like that, because it
Uh-huh.
will be interesting. It's nice that I think I would look forward to it. Honestly, I would do.
Definitely. I think if anything, it'll be fun to do something different.
It would be. It would be. I mean, I'm the type. I like music in general.
Me
I
too.
like music. I like all types of music, and sometimes you look forward to that little something different.
Mm-hmm.
And you already pay your everybody knows what you've been, your career. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to do something different. It's okay.
Right.
I believe so. That it's
Yeah,
okay
I
to do
agree.
something different.
Mm-hmm.
you
I
know
agree.
and like you mentioned, I mean, the world is crazy right now, and with COVID, a lot of people passing away, a lot of people, things are happening, and why not do something for you? Why not go ahead and just take a leap of faith and do it? you
Mm-hmm.
know and
We had
I
just
consider
finished.
myself that, because I never thought that I would be doing little podcasts and little, never
I know,
in
right?
my wildest dreams. And it just happened. It landed in my hands, and I'm like, you know what? This is a sign. And I think that as the community, the freestyle community, there's a lot of it is evolving in a lot of branches, a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
Things are is why not? Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I will
I
be
mean, we're
open. I
not.
will be open. I'll be like, what?
We at this point of my life, age wise,
Yeah,
let me enjoy what's left of
exactly.
my time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy it. Like, enjoy the music, enjoy friendships, enjoy, like, there's
Yeah.
no time for negativity. It's just enjoy it.
Yes, I agree. As a matter of fact, um, Sapphire and I, we talk every day, if not every
Hmm.
other day. And I always tell her, I said, at this point in our lives, girl, we should be like thinking of where we're gonna retire to, where thinking of going to Italy and just sitting there like two viejitas on the beach, enjoying the sun. And she
With
was
the
like,
big
"Who you calling a
hats,
viejita?"
yes. Yes, and with the big hats and laughing and
Yeah.
enjoying, because it's just
Why not? Why not? Why
exactly.
look at the picture of two best friends sitting at the beach enjoying a good time? Why not be the picture?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, and my dog
See,
agrees.
your dog
And she
agrees.
agrees, right, girl? It's true. And sometimes things out of the blue just land in your hands, and you're like, you know what? We're gonna do this song. And and it's in a better, you're in a better space and a better
Hmm.
time in your life, that you
Right.
just calm, good energy. Why not? I
Yep.
agree. Listen, I agree. I'm always like looking forward for new music, and I want, like, promoters and just to keep booking all these new people, like mingle and just talk and
Yeah.
have a good time. You
Yep.
know, it's I look forward to going to a show and see legends, and then the new school, and just a little bit in between. It's just,
Yes.
as a fan, I look forward to that.
Definitely.
But but are you like, do you have in mind of somebody in particular that you would love to collaborate? Maybe somebody from the new school now, the new artists is coming out,
Well,
or
I've
someone
done
from
I've
the
done stuff
past.
with I've done stuff with Jenny Renee.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She really is. And as far as collaborating, I've a lot of people have come up to me. Um, a lot of the male artists that want to do stuff. It just never gets to the point where we can set a date, or we can, let me write something for you. I've only written a handful of songs myself.
Right.
Writing is not my strong suit,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
But if you can put two
I'm
words in it
open.
or a line in it, hey.
I'm open to it. I'm open to
Yeah.
it. If they come up to me and ask whatever, but at this point, I'm just like, let me finish what I've started and move on to the next phase.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I always said about collaborating because, there's so many people coming out and people
Mhm.
and I'm glad that a lot of people are coming out with new songs.
Oh,
I was
definitely.
so thrilled when you came out with yours with Time. And then now you mentioned about working with all these new things coming up, and that's a
Mhm.
blessing. And but other artists too are coming out with some new stuff. And I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
hey,
When I did
that's
Time,
exciting.
it kind of like lit a fire under me again. So then after Time, I did Walk Away. After
Yeah.
Walk Away, I just did this one now that just came
Hmm.
out, When Will Our Hearts Be Together. Those guys I worked with on my first album,
Hmm.
and
Look at that.
we hadn't seen each other for 30 years.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then they contacted me. They were like, "Oh, we have this song that kind of like was written for you." And we went
Ooh.
there one day. We flew to Jersey, went there, we finished the song, and it was over and done with. And then it just came out and
Look
is
at
doing
that.
very well. And I'm completely excited with it. I love the song. I love the message. Um,
It's amazing.
it's
It's a
funny
great.
because this genre, all the songs have to do about love. And
Yep.
we get a lot of flack for it. People are like, "Oh, is that bubblegum shit and this and that?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, you can call it what you want, but at the end of the
Hmm.
day, it's the type of music that when you go to a club and you hear the music coming on, if it's an artist performing it live on stage or the DJ's playing it, you can close your eyes and you can think, damn, I was with this person at that time. Damn, I was hanging out with my girls over here at that time. Oh, I remember I was pregnant with this
And
baby at that
yeah.
time. And it's great
Yeah.
memories that come back to you,
Hmm.
as opposed to a lot of these other songs. Like, when you hear Taylor Swift songs, it's all about her dissing some. She's like the white
She's
50
like
Cent or
always
something.
talking about her exes and things.
Yeah.
And
She's
and
like,
and she's a great artist, a great singer,
but
but she's
everything's
known for
about
it.
dissing other people and how they don't make you happy and how this friend of yours backstabbed you and all kinds of.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, come over here to freestyle, girl. Come over here to freestyle.
Come
you need
come this
some,
way.
you need some loving.
Yes, you need some love because that's the main thing about that. I think that everyone loves freestyle because they can connect. And even though
Yes.
that it, like you mentioned it, oh, it's all about love, and we do need that. We
Yeah.
do need that
Because we
nowadays.
know
Now in this world, we do need that.
life isn't all about love. We know that. Reality is reality. You have good relationships, you
Exactly.
have bad relationships, you have abusive
Hmm.
relationships. You don't want to deal with that. You have a lot of things that go wrong in your life, but then you have a lot of good things that go wrong in your life. So you try to hold
Exactly.
on to the good stuff, not the bad. Sweep that thing out the door like you were, sweeping the
That
dirt
bad
from your
energy
floor.
para afuera. Yeah, it's true.
That's
It's
it.
so true. It's so
Hold on to
true.
the good. And that's what I think. That's what I think freestyle is to me. If I were to define it,
Hmm.
it would be the good memories the good memories stuck here in my head,
That's
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
as opposed to all the bad crap that's happened. I prefer to listen to the songs and remember where I was, who I was hanging out with, what I wore that day. Let me look at some pictures
Yeah.
from that time. You know what I'm saying? That's
It's
what I
so
would
true.
prefer to do.
I prefer to remember that. A big example, Jesse B has that song, the This Is Life, and it could be it could be talked about love. It could be about family, my friends. The same thing. The new song from the Nasty Boys, just because they just it came out a couple of weeks ago,
Hmm.
but it's something about the love between friends, the love between anybody in your life that they going through things. You connect with that, and it's all about at
Right.
the end it's love. It's about love.
Bottom line.
The bottom line is about love, and we all need this.
Mm.
This world needs it. Honestly,
Oh,
they do.
definitely. I
Oh
agree.
no. Yeah. Too much, too much negativity, too much people being angry, and that's not the my opinion. That's not the way of living life right now. You know.
No.
So this is what we need you
When I
guys
leave
to
this life, I want to
real good.
leave with a heart, knowing
Hmm.
that I didn't do wrong to anyone and that I gave good memories to people. That's how I
Yeah.
want to leave, this earth. Not lay there thinking, oh my God, I had to fight this one and this one and that. No, my heart is clean,
Mhm.
my conscience is clean. I'm good.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Enjoy it. Meet new people. This new people out here. Listen, thank you. Yeah, let's just continue. Let's continue to work. Let's enjoy life. And from there, it good music blossoms, good friendships blossom.
Hmm.
And it unfortunately, I hope and wish that the industry will have more togetherness
Unity.
in that sense, unity in that sense.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
it's hard. It's hard. It's really really hard. So just as a fan, keep continue giving us some love. Give us some good love music, like.
I hope to. I hope these
Yeah.
next few songs that come out are going to be just as well received. Um, there's some good things happening. There's shows coming up all over the place. So
Wow, you've
I
been a
hope to
busy
see a lot of the
bee.
people there and meet
You've
new
been a
people.
busy
Huh?
bee, and you've been a busy bee, and I'm so proud. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Thank you.
So
Thank
happy.
you.
You
I'm
know.
blessed. I will take that blessing until it's done. I get
Because
mad at it sometimes because
yeah,
not so
I
much
can
mad,
imagine.
not so much mad. I don't like the fact that there isn't unity. And
Exactly.
when people try to unite, it always there's always something that gets in between, and I just wish,
Yes.
as a fan myself
Mm-hmm.
of the genre and of other artists, I wish that weren't so. I wish that weren't the case. That
Right.
there's
Me
always
too.
something that divides it. It's such a great genre. So many phenomenal performers, artists,
Um,
singers,
and the
vocalists, however you want to
loyalty,
name them.
the loyal fans out there for freestyle is
Let me tell you,
incredible.
for over
'Cause-
30, like, I'm a huge fan of Cher. I'm a huge fan of a
Yeah,
lot of strong vocalists, Pat Benatar, Melissa
yeah.
Etheridge. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I will see them even if they sang Catmandu, you
Yeah.
know, because I love them as a person, as a fan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in the industry that I grew up listening to that I was a fan of,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to their music, and some of them we don't even speak anymore, for whatever reasons life threw in there. But
Life. Yeah.
I love listening to the music, and once again,
Mm-hmm.
I love the memories that are connected to that.
Right.
So.
And we still could talk about it until this day about little things like that.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
it's just amazing. I know family in Korea, it could be crazy and stressful, but sometimes you have to try to balance it the best
Mhm.
way you can. Have you ever
Right.
felt that balance when it came to like Korea and family and what's going on in the industry overall?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Mm.
Besides your home life, I'm a
Mhm.
mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife,
Mhm.
um, I'm a grandmother. Uh, then I have my 9 to 5. I'm a paralegal. So
Mhm.
I have always worked my whole life. I have never
Yes.
not worked just to perform.
Mhm.
My 9 to 5 to me is my priority. The singing is like my alter ego. It's
Yeah.
There was a point where I was like, do I leave one and stick with the other full time? What should
Mhm.
I do? And then I'm like, you know what? I've been balancing both all this time, why stop it now?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's right.
I've been wearing all these hats for over 30 something years. So why am I going to throw it away now? I can still do it until I can't. And when I can't, then that'll be it. I'm
Then
not going to
that's
try
it.
and push it. It is what it is. It'll happen when it happens. Until
Listen,
then, I'll
I'm gonna
just
keep
enjoy them
on
both.
living. I'm gonna keep on living, and I'm gonna enjoy the people around me.
Exactly.
And
Punto y se
that's a
acabó.
great way. That is amazing because it's just it's that you gotta balance it. You gotta balance
Right.
it. You have to.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're doing something wrong, or this isn't for you.
Exactly. So if if that's the type of advice you have for me, then bless you, thank you, but you got to keep it moving. Have
Right.
you do you remember any the best advice that you ever gotten through your whole
Yes.
career?
Yep. And it's the advice that I try to give other people when they ask me, what advice should you give to someone who's trying to break into the music industry? Know your information.
Yeah.
Know your information before you get into it. I was told you need a tough skin. You need tough skin to get through this. I didn't know what they meant for the first, I don't know, 3-4 years.
Oh my God.
But then I started getting it, and I was like, oh, this is what they meant. Okay. So I donned on the hard skin, and I kept it moving. I
Yeah.
kept it moving. You're not always going to please anybody. That's another thing. They told me, some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it. You got to know whether you like it.
Exactly.
If you like it,
Amen.
then you get it out there. If you don't like it, then how do you expect someone else to like it?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's how it is. And then that's how you got to be.
Yep.
And keep going forward, no matter what.
Definitely.
Keep going forward.
And
no matter what.
You're not always going to find your optimal career. You're not always it's not always going to fall in your lap. You're not always going to win the lottery of, what you want to do. And if you can't, then do the best with what you have until you can get to that point.
That is so real.
I know it's easier said than done, but at least give it a try.
Give it a try. And that's, and I think when you mentioned that just now, I think about all the new people, new artists, new people with, that want to have their songs, that the music heard. You have to give it your all. It's not easy. A lot of people think that it's just, I'm going to throw a song and, oh yeah, I'm going to be ahead. No, it's not. It's hard work.
And it's even harder now.
Yes.
Me personally, and I know a lot of people probably disagree, but I believe it's even harder now because of all the conflict.
Yes.
In the genre. If you're not clicked in with the correct crowd, you're not going to get any of your stuff listened to.
It's true. That's true.
So you have to be humble. I'm not saying be a politician and say yes to everything and agree with everyone, because sooner or later you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to cross the side of the fence that you're going to be on. You can't be in the middle. So always be humble. Know who you're dealing with. Know your facts. Know everything about this music industry, because there's so many aspects to it that you'll start looking like The Exorcist, because your head's going around spinning through a whole 360.
Oh my goodness, I could imagine. Imagine.
You got to know when to throw punches, and I mean figuratively, not physically. When to throw punches, when to hold them back, because not everything deserves a fight. Not everything deserves a big argument for the whole world to see on social media.
Exactly.
Keep your stuff to yourself.
And that's it. Yeah. No, because now, internet it's playing such a big role in everyone's career right now. It's I don't even listen to the radio. Is that crazy? I haven't
No.
listened to the radio in such a long time because everything is, Spotify, Pandora, all this
Sirius
apps
XM.
and stream. Yes, streaming things, and it's just it's different. I don't even, it's so much. The internet has changed the music industry.
Oh,
In a whole new category. I couldn't even explain it.
It has its good and its bad, because as far as bad, because of the streaming, a lot of artists have lost millions in revenues.
Oh, yes.
But it's good for those who don't have any other means of getting the music put out. So they'll go on YouTube, put their stuff out there, and hopefully people will see it and like it and follow them. So it has its good and its bad. I think I don't know. It's just, I completely disagree.
It's hard. It's so hard. And a lot of people are doing their own music at home. I mean, you become your own distributor. You become your own, your self-advocate on everything. Sometimes it's like you don't even need to be signed to any record label now. Everybody's doing their own thing, and they doing it in the internet. I mean, TikTok is a big thing. Facebook, they do all these lives, and people are listening. People are getting into like, oh man, like I like this vibe, But like you said, they have lost a lot of revenue, unfortunately. And but it's crazy. It's just crazy how the world has evolved. I think that's the big word of the night, is evolve. It's everything. It's like it's evolving everything.
Yeah, it is. We've gone through major changes as a humanity in whole. We've gone through some scary times that our generation had never seen, but the generations before us, they went through their own stuff, Holocaust, the Spanish Inquisition, the Black Plague, all these big things.
I know.
To us, it was COVID, just dropping people left and right. People went into some severe depressions, being stuck in the house for weeks on end, for months on end.
Oh my
Some
goodness.
even for years, just stuck in there, like not knowing what to do. And I think that kind of like messed with our psyche, and some people just kind of like woke up, and said, yeah, I need to change my life. I need to do good for myself and with myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It all comes down to like
when something like that's going to pop up again.
Yeah, it's true. It all comes down to that. Do what you love. Do what you love.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you got to do what you love. So what's next? I know that you have a couple of events coming up. So, what's next? I know this Friday is a big show happening.
LMS, the Lake Mary Social, this Friday. The following Friday, I have in Port St. Lucie, the Three Tides. I'll be performing over there. Then we have on the 16th, I'll be at Cousins in New Jersey, Marlboro, New Jersey. On the 18th, I will be at the Wellmont, New York. June 7th, I'll be in Chicago at the Hispanic Festival. June 15th, I'll be in Queens. July 27th,
my neck of the woods over here in New York.
In July, I have some place. September 1st,
look at that.
It's in the works for Milwaukee.
That's amazing.
I have July 20th in Chicago. September, there's another show in September. Then I have Colombia, October 19th. Then I have Brazil. The 15th, that's the 16th, the 22nd, and 23rd in November. So, I got to keep it going until my legs just give out.
And that's it. And you listen, there's walkers, there's little machines.
Girl,
don't worry about it. We got you. We got you.
Go out there, my little cane.
The little cane, like, we got you.
I did a show with crutches one time.
Really? Oh my God!
I got hit by I was riding my bicycle and I got hit by a truck, a pickup truck.
Oh my God.
And
Wow.
I got a cut on my leg. And the next day I had already had a contract to do Fuegos out here in Orlando. So the next day I told my husband, go to Walmart, get me some rhinestones, get me some hot glue gun. I blinged out my crutch and I went on stage with my crutch.
That's right. You see, you make the best out of a unfortunate situation. That's how you gotta do. That's how you gotta do. Oh my goodness. But I am so happy and so proud of you, because this is a nonstop. It's like a roller coaster of a lot of good things. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely gonna be seeing you soon, because if you're coming up here to the east, to the north over here in New York City, I'm gonna be all in. Yes, I'm gonna be stalking you over there. Yes.
Awesome.
I'm gonna be
I expect you to. Because now, see, now you messed up. Now I'm gonna be like, where's Evie? Where's Evie Love?
Like, right,
where's Evie Love from up above? Where's she at?
I'm right here.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person.
You know who I said that to a lot? Jesse B, because he's planned a lot of a lot of shows around here. Jersey. He's gonna be in Brooklyn with C-Bank. He's gonna be going. I think he's going back to Jersey, Philly. He's gonna be in Philadelphia with Deneen. And I told him, you know what? Since you're around where I live, I'm gonna be stalking you. And he goes, oh man. I'm like, yep, you're gonna see me, this face back there, because I gotta take advantage. You guys, they're far. So when you guys come up here, I gotta take advantage and see you.
Definitely. Definitely.
But you know what? Thank you so much, Naisha, for sitting down with me, and we're having a good chat.
Thank you.
And just it's a
fun.
positive chat. It's fun, positive, and I hope that our audience, you want to keep up with what's going on with Naisha and all these events. You can go to her page, naisha.net. You could she's in Facebook, and she's everywhere. Listen,
Instagram,
everywhere.
TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
You find her. She's
if you
everywhere.
Find me, then you're not looking hard enough.
Exactly. I don't want to hear no excuses. And just support. Her music is available on all digital streaming outlets. Support. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to see you and give you a big hug, because you're an inspiration. You keep moving, you keep going. Yes, definitely. We're gonna have a part 2. Yes. And if you're gonna be in the cruise next year, guess who's gonna be there? This one right here. I'm telling you, I'm gonna stalk you. I'm sorry.
Which cruise are you gonna?
Is it
going on?
Is it which one? Is it in February or No, February.
I have one in January.
January. Okay. That's the one. Because I know it was at the beginning of the year. I don't even know which one it is, but I know that I put my down deposit, girl. I
know I did. I did the cruise with Cynthia last year.
Yes.
And this on the 2025, I'm doing it with Priscilla.
Yes, that you see. That's why I said down payment. So I don't want to hear no excuses. You could just put a down payment, and you could still go. So
definitely.
Listen, I'm gonna put the information on the website, so you guys could call. And make it it's an amazing experience. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be so much fun. Yes. So thank you so much. Blessings to you and your family.
Thank you.
I love
to you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's just a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Mwah. Love and blessings. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.